What up, YouTube? I'm back. So, what a freaking good emotional episode, man. It was a great episode. I think it was my favorite episode of the series so far, man. It was really, really damn good. So, let's get right to it. So in last week's episode, we learned that there were 6 characters that wasn't on Earth when the people turned into stone, and one of these characters was Senku's father. He was joined by 5 other characters. So that was kind of cool. Before this week's episode, it was my favorite episode, but you know, a lot of things happened since then. But yeah, man, these 6 characters are actually the ancestors of the people of the village right now, so that was interesting. I don't know exactly what is Senku's father's descendants except for Senku, you know, but we'll talk about that later in the episode. But anyway, man, these 6 characters actually came back to Earth, you know, to know what was going on and to see what was going on, and it was kind of cool to see the progression. We saw there was a little time skip during the flashback, you know, so that was kind of cool. But there's a lot to talk about what happened to them because it was emotional as hell, man. But yeah. Anyway, when Senku's father Byakuya was on the spaceship, he made a calculation of where this green light started, and he said that it started in South Africa. So this is the first clue that we've got since the very first episode of the series. You know, that's the first clue, man. So right now, we think maybe that this event started in South Africa. That's where it started. That's where the humans started to be turned into stone, you know. So that's the first clue, so I can't wait to know more about all of that. But yeah, anyway, like I said, in the flashback we actually got a time skip. We saw them a little bit older and some of them had kids, you know, so that was kind of cool. At that point, when I saw that shot right there, I thought that it was kind of cool, you know. They were starting to having kids. They were starting to grow a new civilization, so I thought it was pretty cool, you know. At first I thought that these 2 kids were her kids, but I think it's actually the other girl's kids, the one that, you know, died unfortunately at the beginning of the flashback. So that's kind of sad. But yeah, man, she had the same thing that Ruri had. She had pneumonia, and obviously because they're not equipped to, you know, cure these kind of illness, she died, which is unfortunate, man, because she just got married, I think, a few years ago with this other guy. I don't remember his name, so my bad about that, but he was from Russia, and that was sad, man. That's when I really thought about it, and it was kind of sad, you know. She died first, she had kids, and then the other 2 adults that were already married, they went on the boat to go search for antibiotic, and they never returned, so they might have died because I think there was a storm or something like that. So they died, unfortunately. So then I think maybe days after that, weeks after that, the father died too from, I think, pneumonia also. So that was really, really sad. So the only 2 remaining of this spaceship crew was Byakuya and this other singer. I think her name is Lillian or something like that. But yeah, man, it was really sad to see them all go one by one, you know. I think the last one to survive after that was Senku's father Byakuya, you know, so that was kind of sad. And I think he was one of the oldest one, and he was still alive, so I guess he was the one that was taking care of all the kids. I think maybe he had kids with Lillian, I'm not so sure. But something that we learned is that he's not blood related to Senku, you know, so that was kind of interesting. But yeah, man, it was really sad to see all of that happen, all of them dying one after another, and they died young, you know. That's what's crazy. So yeah, the 100 Tales was Senku's father Byakuya. He's the one that wrote all of them to help the next generation and his descendants, so that they could survive in this new civilization, you know. So that was pretty cool. But yeah, man, it was kind of sad. I ain't gonna lie, it was kind of sad to see them all go one after another. But yeah, man, all these guys in the Ishigaki or Ishiki village right now are descendants of Senku's father and his other crew members. So that was kind of cool. That's kind of cool, you know. They have descendants and they're the new civilization that is gonna save humanity, basically, you know. And we saw there was a shot of all the descendants, you know, after them. That was kind of cool. But yeah, man, it was sad. I'm not gonna lie, it was really really sad. One of the reaction that I thought was pretty funny was Kohaku's reaction, because she thought that she was related to Senku, because obviously she's a descendant of maybe Senku's father or a descendant of the other crew members. So she thought that maybe she was related to Senku, and we already know that there's something going on between these two, you know. Maybe Kohaku and Senku is a ship. So I guess that's why she reacted this way, because she kind of likes Senku right now. But no, they're not related. I think they did that on purpose. They did that because they want the creator of this series want Kohaku and Senku to be together. So that's why he said that Senku and Byakuya weren't blood related. So I guess that's why he did that. But yeah, man, Senku and Kohaku are not related, so we can still get what we want, maybe a ship between them. But yeah, I thought that her reaction was pretty funny and pretty cute, man. Later, after that, Ruri and Senku went to the cemetery where their ancestors are buried, or Ruri's ancestors, because it's not really Senku's ancestors. But yeah, man, the grave that was on the top was probably Byakuya's grave. So that was, you know, emotional. We saw Senku there, you know, he wanted to be left alone. But yeah, man, it was an awesome episode. The emotions in this episode, and just seeing Byakuya and all the crew members dying one after another, that really made it emotional, you know. So but to see all the graves of these guys and even their descendants, you know, was pretty cool. And just seeing that the village is doing really well right now is pretty damn cool, because you know, they sacrificed a lot, man. They went back on Earth. They didn't really need to. They could have just died on the spaceship, but they went down on Earth to create a new civilization so that the human race could prevail and come back. And you know, they died and they had kids, and their kids had kids, and now look at it. Look at the village right now, you know. It's in the best shape that it's been. And now, you know, the leader of the village is Senku. You know, that's probably what Byakuya wanted, that Senku would be the chief of the village, and that's what he is right now. And what made it even more emotional is when Senku started crying, because we haven't seen this kind of emotion from Senku since the beginning of the series. So that was really emotional, man. It was a great freaking episode. So let me know in the comments down below what you thought about this week's episode, and let me know what you think is gonna happen next. I do Dr. Stone reviews every Friday, so subscribe for that. But I also do other anime related things like Black Clover reviews on Tuesdays. Like I said, Dr. Stone reviews on Fridays. Boku no Hero Academia Season 4, Sword Art Online Alicization, War of Underworld, and One Piece reviews on Saturdays. And then I do Boruto Naruto Next Generation reviews on Sundays for the new arc that is celebrating the 20th anniversary of the Naruto series. So stay tuned for all of that. At the end of the episode, we heard that Tsukasa is coming with his army in the village, and I'm wondering why. You know, maybe it's because he knows that Senku is alive, or maybe it's because he knows that there's other human and he wants, you know, to be the lead of these humans. You know, we don't know. But yeah, man, I can't wait for next week's episode. Follow me at Anime Specialist on Twitter and Instagram, and like, comment, subscribe. It would help my channel a lot. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Anime Specialist out. Peace.